And for our next bout, a literal Daveigh versus Belit, Bruiser versus Daveigh Delta. Bets are now opening. Paying 1.1 to 1 on 1 minute, 10 on 1 on the full 3 minutes. And a brave message from our sheriff of the evening, Miss Aldia Isakoi.
Most of you have been. Mostly. They haven't. A few of you are sitting in my drunk tank. Hold your liquor or pay the price. Also, outside of the ring, keep your hands to yourself. Straight hands went up in bands. And I don't mean to mention ice replacements. This all ends at dawn. We begin shutting down. Camp will stay up to deal with medical problems only. Exceptions can be made on a case-by-case basis. Sundown tomorrow, everybody else is gone.
I don't make the rules, folks. Depending on which body parts still work, Daveigh will give us at least one more song before the
How do I look? I got rid of everything else, but I had to keep at least some of my makeup.
I'm not sure it helps your chances. They may love you, but they also want to see a bully beat the shit out of the person who says they are different from them.
I hate these burn scars, but we all have memories of that day. I guess I should be grateful I'm not missing an eye like Sam, or worse.
To be honest, you have to get pretty close to you to even see them. My back still looks like a war zone. Guess I ain't wearing a bikini to the beach this summer.
I kind of thought of some full-body tattoos to hide them, but it's not like we have many tattoo artists among us. I could get a sun battleship or a pretty drawn bulldog.
Do you have a strategy on the fight, or are you winging it and hope the bruiser doesn't knock off your jaw?
Regardless of what he says, he's getting tired and bored. He's not as young as he once was. His stamina is fading. He's also arrogant as hell. He won't be expecting a fight against me.
Are you looking the last 2 minutes, or what's your end goal?
Oh my dear, I intend to last the entire round. He and the rest need to know. I'm no pushover, no manners, no womanness, and I'm both a knave.
I really hate to have to shoot him. Wasted my 45 rounds to be honest, but I get what you mean. But in the end it doesn't matter what they think.
It does unfortunately matter. It sets the stage for how people regard me. Sissy entertainer in drag, easy bully target, or somebody who might actually fight back.
Honestly, to Bruno, you stand up to him and he respects you. Just a tiny bit, and that speaks volumes in his case.
I don't really want to get hurt, but I didn't want to leave the vault either. Sometimes decisions are simply made for you and all you can do is to just do it.
Okay, I trust you, but if you get knocked unconscious, the fight is over. Those are the rules.
Now that I have all of your attention, the sissy Mary decided to play fight with the bruiser. You can't back down from that. You won't back down from that.
I may be a sissy, but at least I fight fights I know I probably won't win, instead of picking the easiest targets. The difference between a bully and a champion.
Bruiser has moved into the attack, but Daveigh is just barely holding his own. Can he go the distance? Bruiser is wearing him down. Come on, Daveigh. Rock the move. Everyone has to hurt. Bruiser is moving into his signature body parts. Daveigh is down to their knees. Are they going down?
Stop embarrassing yourself. Stay down. You can never be a real man.
I told you, you are the son of a bitch. I am Daveigh fucking Delta.
Oh my god, Daveigh just charged. Not good. But there's the bell. And Daveigh has lasted the full 3 minutes with the bruiser.
Coming through, make room.
Man.
I just might make a man of you yet. Sissy hits in the end. What a good charge.
Your observations are unhelpful, Bruno. Broken rib or two. Need to make sure there is no internal bleeding. Easy.
It's not a champion yet, but it might soon be. I'll be fine. Thanks for asking, Maxwell. Just gonna sit here for a few minutes.
Getting a bit too long in the tooth there. Champion. Need a nap. Perhaps a bottle. Some nap time.
shut in, but she's, hey, you're right there. I'll give her that, for now.
Something must have loosened with the knockdown. Did I just hear you correctly? Showing a bit of respect to Daveigh Delta?
They better savor the flavor. It won't be nearly as easy next time.
You got 2 more before you faced Jerry, just before I faced the great and mighty Ebon.
Well then, I'm gonna get up, take a shit, a decent shot of whiskey. Zeg or Sab better not have drunk at all, and I'll be good.
Another full 3 minutes and they'll be calling you the beaten instead of the bruiser.
Definitely 2 hairline fractures. 2 different ribs. But I don't think you have any internal bleeding. Nevertheless, I want you to stay here for the next few hours.
If only I had known that fighting a big fella was enough for me to secure some alone time with you, I would have done it ages ago.
Very brave yet very stupid. I thought you were trying to break free of the bonds of masculinity and femininity.
If you think stupidity is merely a domain of men,
The fact that I have a number of women currently in my care negates that sentiment. But there's certainly a special level of stupidity among men that requires them to go to great strength to prove so little.
I'm not entirely sure what I proved. If anything, some of them still want my head. I can never be entirely sure where I stand with them.
Their evaluation of your worthiness is on them. They love you for what you can provide them. That is enough to secure your future, for now.
Are you still discussing me, or have we moved on your favorite subject, you?
But neither. I suppose I should say something, in spirit. Like, live in the moment, but look towards your future. Speeches were never my strong suit.
It looks like your other patient is coming to. Try not to speak, dear.
Can you hold up fingers equal to that of 1 + 1? Well, that was a rather rude response, and I didn't ask you to use both hands. Nevertheless, you will survive. There'll be a few weeks before you can leave. Don't worry, we agreed to camp as long as it takes for people to recover. Costs handled by Bruno and others. You had a small hematoma that has been drained, and there appears to be no serious damage aside from a concussion. Your windpipe should heal. The stomach will be removed in another week or so. It can be plugged so you can talk, drink, and eat. I want to keep you on a liquid diet for the next few days, and the AV should keep you hydrated through them. Lastly, I can probably take you off the ventilator as soon as tomorrow. The chances of respiratory failure at this point are relatively low.
Don't worry. You stand in a considerable line of people recovering from the fights. Do you think I could still, at least, play guitar in my current state?
No singing or wind instruments, but yes, I think as long as you are sitting and playing it should be fine.
And with that, I am going to get the band back together. And I promise to be careful.
Good evening, Doctor. Perhaps I could discuss something with you?
Right over here. The machines should mask our conversation. Did Mr. Rogers not to speak to me this time?
The results of that last fight were not acceptable to our agreement. He was supposed to go down before the bell, not after.
And as I said before, I had no control over Daveigh, nor could I guarantee they would take a dive. We are always left with rogue variables.
The conclusion may leave us with fewer options and more extreme measures may need to be taken going forward.
I could emotionally react to that statement, but I won't insult your intelligence by reminding you that I am the one who sets the terms of our agreement.
Things will become more difficult, eventually, and you are the one who decides the pace of that elevation. Odds need to be more favorable for certain people, but they may seek alternatives. As you said, Doctor, rogue variables. I doubt you want a disruption to your future plans.
I can afford to make adaptations as necessary. Can you really say the same?
Certain parties may insist on a reduction in your service fees. If certain goals aren't met, that might placate them, if they are feeling anxious.
My cup will remain the same, and I may choose to increase them if I continue to be visited. I labored for years under Major Starr's constant calls for my head. I assure you that I am fairly immune to intimidation.
Nobody is completely immune, and you have one key weakness.
I am aware of that weakness. But remember, I have the ability to tell our little sheriff to take off the leash. All she needs is a single whisper. Do you really want to risk it?
You play a dangerous game, Maxwell. We'll have another discussion before the night is out, but for now tend to your patients.
I realize you're a pissed maniac, but it's still been preferable. Not everything worked out like we wanted, but most things have. Take solace in that at least. Maxwell says your jaw will be wired for the better part of a week. Best not to speak too much. Look, we are on par for our estimated take, provided the last two fights go as planned. Jerry takes down Bruno, Belit takes down Eventual, and we all win. It'll take a while for it to all sink into people, but once it does, Bruno will just be a has-been. Eventual won't be as seen as fit to lead a pioneer scout troop. We are gathering good recruits. A year, maybe a bit longer. They won't be laughing anymore, but we can't afford to make an enemy of the good doctor just yet. Your problem was always patience. David Thorpe wasn't a bit hood, but he still went the way of Dinky the dinosaur in the end. Pace will always be a problem, but she's just one gun. She'll be much less of a problem if it's just one gun. You get me there, amigo. And our other problem is being settled right now. It'll be a few hours before they realize what happened. If you run your mouth now, they'll start pointing fingers. I'm still on the record as saying this was a bad idea. We are hurting ourselves too early in the game, all for a risky short-term gain, but, as promised, I'm seeing it through. There is still so much we haven't figured out yet, and I assure you those who will oppose us are already further along than we are. The good doctor is right to urge us to caution. Don't underestimate him. He played this game far longer than we did.
Alright folks, 2 minutes and 3 seconds on that last one. But it's left Bruiser with another nice catch. And I ain't just talking about Billy. And we had a cancellation. Our next challenger just plumb disappeared from camp. So we can moving forward with the Bruiser showdown with Jerry.
You sure you don't want Maxwell to check on that? It's a nasty cut.
Everything last night, tonight, has been coming to this. My best student. And I'm sure the dried blood just adds to my appeal. If I meet my end at the hands of another, I can only think of 2 people I want on the other end. One of them is Jerry too sure.
Don't say that. You got another decade, perhaps 2, in you, but out of curiosity, who's the other?
I would think that much is obvious. The person who could be made immortal by taking down the Bruiser. It is you, my dear.
They're standing close. Joe lands a left hook to the body.